Podcast. I am, of course, TheBrueCru.
And I'm that dimension that your socks go to when you lose them.
I'm Thray.
Our special guest today is Thray. We've talked about it for a while. She's finally here. Let's get into it.
DarkBrue, Dark and Brew Crew, the podcast.
What a week. Super Bowl Sunday we're recording on today, everybody. So, we're hyped up for the game.
And even more so for VD. That's right. Valentine's Day. Love is in the air.
Definitely thought you meant venereal disease.
Dude, that's
oh my God.
Going.
I mean, spread the love however you want to out there. I'm not going to judge.
Yeah, Valentine's Day right around the corner. It's weird now that Super Bowl is going to line up like this every year with Valentine's Day. Because we have an extra week of the season. It's going to push it to the second week of February.
Yeah.
And we're always going to be having upset
It is kind of weird.
females.
It's mid-February.
Because guys are going to be more worried about football than they are about Valentine's Day.
And they're going to, they're going to start putting those together, right? The corporate machine is going to start comboing the deals. And you know what? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's already a corporate bullshit holiday anyway,
I don't know. I saw some football-shaped hearts at the store today. Little stickers.
Started. It's beautiful.
It
it's a beautiful thing, marketing.
They're already thinking.
Well, there's probably a large audience today that hasn't gotten their significant other a gift yet, that are watching football. Perfect. Let's advertise them Valentine's Day shit.
Ooh, evil genius.
It's just how the brain
Money,
works.
baby.
Just how that brain works.
So we got Thray on today. What's up, Thray? How are you today?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Hey.
Dandy. And we are interested to get to know Thray. We're going to do a little interview of Thray today, as we've done with all of our guests. Get to know Thray. The background in gaming, background in ESO.
The real Thray. The real inside of Thray. We want to see your insides, Thray.
We're going to dive in.
Deep dive.
Dive in. But let's start at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Thray,
Yeah.
what first hooked you in the video game world? What game first got you into it?
Well, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh, wow.
Spent many a day.
That is not the game you expect someone to start off. Yeah, I just jumped in with Black Ops.
Shooting, killing people. It's fine.
That's your first experience online with any other players.
On the Game Boy in the old days, little Frogger, but I didn't really
there we go.
But that's the real intro. I mean, I got straight from Frogger to Black Ops. I wasn't fucking around.
I need more violence.
I saw I could get past. I could get across the street, and then I was like, "Show me the campers."
I need to kill.
I'm ready.
That's quite a fast-paced game to jump into if it was your first one. Okay, so you played Frogger to start, or what other basic games?
Frogger, Zelda, some of that. What's it called? It was a Star Wars game on the Wii, and it was really cool because you had the Wii controller that was the yes.
She's making stroking gestures just so
I'm
all the listeners are aware.
Yeah, I may have to mute. Go on.
But you could use the controller as a lightsaber, and so it was buzzing. I'm noticing all these games have a common theme here. Which one is most satisfying
violence?
to kill people? Yeah.
Well,
Is that Assassin's Creed for me? I want the
You played a little
lightsaber.
Assassin's Creed?
So I'm guessing your time frame of really getting into games that weren't just Atari games or whatever, dinkly little games, was 2010-ish, 9-ish, somewhere around there.
Maybe even later. I'd say probably 2014 maybe.
Okay.
I've not been doing it in a long time, my friends.
Awesome.
I'm not an old pro.
Do you have brothers that got you into this?
No.
Did you just
I have.
take the lead?
I have one brother. But he's 12 years younger than me. So I had a boyfriend that had a Xbox, and I guess that's kind of where I started. I was having way too much fun on his Xbox, so I had to go out and buy myself one when we broke up.
Excellent.
Turns out I like his Xbox more than him. That'll happen.
It's true. It's true. I'm actually really disappointed because I lost some good games because I left them at his house, and I was never like bold enough to go back for them.
Old physical copies of games. What a time.
Yeah, I lost them. Yeah, bummer, man. Cutting the plates. Disappointing.
Speaking of physical copies of games, real quick, I kind of bothers me because I've got a Gerb who we had on last week. Y'all remember Gerb? Hey, Gerb. He's classy. Wants me to come back and play GTA 5 again, and I have a physical copy, right? And
Right.
I have 2 Xboxes, and I can't play the copy because one of the disk drives went out, and then I got a new S, and the new S doesn't have a disk drive. So I'm sitting there staring at my physical copy of this, going, "This is $60-something." Going, I want to play the game again, so now I have to go buy it again. It just irks
Don't they
me.
make like little tiny like would it even work? Like a DVD player you can just kind of plug into your Xbox?
Like an external disk drive that you like a plug
Yeah.
and play.
Yeah, does that even work? Has anybody even tried
It
that?
seems like a lot more
It just makes
stress
me
and
feel that-
effort than it's worth, and I doubt it would work.
No,
That's true. And then you'd actually have to buy the thing.
You could probably make that work with an Xbox, honestly, but I don't know how you would because
Yeah, you might just be better off buying it.
you'd have to open your Xbox and like perform surgery on it
Yeah.
to make that work.
Well,
Maybe.
that's sad. Yeah, I mean, like for physical copies, for me, I miss a buddy of mine used to buy a lot of games, whereas I would get the cheap 3-4 year old games and pay $5 or $7 for whatever crappy game was at GameStop, and I was like, whatever, I'll get 2 hours of joy. Like I played a game called The Bard's Tale. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I don't remember much of it. I wasn't much of a fan though. I played a little bit of it. I was like, well, this is kind of trash. But it was only like $7 when I got it. And I was like, well, now I know why it was $7.
right.
But like
Very
you used
early
to get
RPG.
all kinds of gamer score and achievements done. Just shit. Like I'll play. He's the one who like let me borrow his Force Unleashed, and like I played Force Unleashed that way, and like different games.
That's a
that
fun game.
I wouldn't buy.
That's the
by
one that I
itself.
would play on the Wii.
1 or
Oh
2.
really?
One. Yeah.
1 was, I think, better than 2. 2 was a cash grab. Like,
Yeah, that's what I heard, so I never even tried it. I just
and one of the
Playing
hardest
one.
stages of any video game ever, right? So you're Star Killer, right? And the Star Destroyer was that in the first one or the second one? Star Destroyer's coming down, and you've got to bring it down with the Force while you're fending off other TIE fighters. And as soon as you stop letting go of the big Star Destroyer, it raises back up. So it's a pull, it's tug of war between you doing this other shit, and then it's like, oh no, let me get back to this. And it's awful. It's like one of the worst stages in all of video game history. Just
I think that might have been
that.
one. That sounds vaguely familiar, but I could
was
have also
awful.
blocked it out of my memory.
Yeah, clearly there's a core memory here for Darkseid though.
it hurts.
Traumatized
Nice
him.
goal!
Yeah. God.
For those of you out there that have played that, leave us a comment about it down there in the talking points. I'm seriously, I bet Havoc knows what I'm talking about. Havoc seems like
I bet he's played a lot.
we're
of
pretty
Star
in
Wars
sync with
games.
the stuff we've played. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of which, are any other moments of video games that just were struggle, just that on the tip of your mind, where you got someplace and you were just like, this was just aggravating me to no end? Can y'all think of anything like that?
I tend to block those moments out of my mind.
Repress them immediately.
Yeah,
So, like-
that memory isn't worth keeping. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the worst. I have one that came to mind. Was when I was younger and played Zelda. Is it Ocarina of Time? That's how
Yeah.
I pronounce it, and I hear other variations,
Ocarina.
and I'm like, I just don't think that's right. Either way, in
It's
the water
Ocarina.
temple. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Bullshit. In the water temple itself, I had the hardest time as a kid because I think I misused my keys. And therefore, I couldn't go to the next door I needed to because I didn't have any keys to unlock it. But I couldn't get any more keys based on the doors I did unlock. And I had already like raised the water level or some shit. Like I don't remember the specifics of it, but I remember sitting on it for hours thinking, well, fuck, what do I do? Like I've already saved past it. I can't go to an old save because that used to be a cool trick.
Water Temple was awful.
Well, and then I don't know, I don't remember when the Ocarina of Time came out, but some of the older Zelda games were like pre-good Google, you know? You could actually find answers and like work your way through it. So if you were stuck, you were stuck.
Oh yeah. I had a book I referenced. That was, you know, if you took
Nerd.
games seriously enough, you got a book, the collector's book with it.
My encyclopedia. Let me reference.
So like Oblivion and Skyrim came with a nice giant book that you could learn about the zones and the rate. It was almost like a D&D book, just about an Elder Scrolls game. It was fascinating. Helped you walk through all the main quest lines.
See, you bought one of those $30 strategy guides from what was that company that made those?
Oh yeah. Only for games I take
Those are
seriously.
Yeah.
Only for games I was like, you know what, I really love this game. Like I want to get it all. Huzzah. Now there's Google, so you know who would buy a collector's book these days? Not
I
many.
mean, some of those are cool. Some of those are cool. Like they're big and they got pictures and they're nice. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's just for that, just for collecting it,
Yeah.
not for the actual strategy help.
Which was the main part of that model. But did you come up with any real frustrating moments or?
I can tell you the most recent one I've bumped into that almost caused me to throw my controller across the room.
Oh, please.
It's definitely thrown on the ground, but I'm on the ground, so
Are you a controller
no
breaker? Have you broken a controller?
no, and that's why that's so weird. That's why this
Okay.
one stands out as so frustrating. It was actually the ice stage on Maelstrom.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah. Yes. Fantastic. And what was it? You were just the ice was breaking and you were freezing? Weren't getting the trolls or?
No, so it's the vet one, and I just have not been able to like move fast enough to kill everything, and it's very frustrating for me getting to
That stage can certainly incite some panic and frustration
rage.
in one. Yeah, and it can until you get it.
Until
down.
you get to the poison stage then. And then you get even more rage. But isn't it funny how ESO has a lot of those moments as you grow in the game? Like I've had so many frustrating moments depending on groups or even in solo content. Like everyone I think really struggles with VMA the first time they do it. Like it took me many attempts to even get a complete on it. And then each progressive time, you know, you get a little better, you understand stuff, you're growing in the game. But ESO has a bunch of those moments. I love it.
Well, and I think my problem was that this was my first time going into VMA,
Ooh.
and I
The Video Music Awards
Those are
or
some
the
of
other
them.
one. I think so.
didn't they like didn't one of those shows like stop playing now? They're like, we're not gonna do that live anymore. Not gonna broadcast it.
Does anybody care?
Yeah, I don't think they had numbers to broadcast too. So
I think the Kids' Choice Awards on Nickelodeon get more viewers than.
See, that's
Like,
true
would-
entertainment, though.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes got the what was the Kids' Choice the other day for like best athlete. You know how they dumb it down real.
yeah, real basic.
He was like, thanks.
I mean, I've watched football games on the NFL or on the Nickelodeon channel. I've seen what it was like. They're mildly entertaining.
Don't they put cartoons and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
they add like
and stuff?
animations and overlays and shit to it, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I didn't have that when I was a kid.
Is a little cheesy,
I would've watched.
but you know, I get it. I was a kid once and loved watching people get slimed, so yeah, okay. But they add a bunch of like other animations and shit. Like I don't know, Ezekiel busting through the hole, and they throw like smoke clearing, and he's busting through a wall in the run.
That's cool for kids. I mean, that's neat. If you're a
Adds
kid,
the
you like,
imagination.
yeah, why not? Fun. Yeah, well, ESO, we revisit a lot of places in ESO. So frustrating moments that you don't necessarily get down, or that you go back in with people that aren't as fresh with it. Those can reopen some deep scars. So we have, but most of the time, these days, now that we've got our CP and we're strong boys, it's not too bad. Kind of.
You'll get it eventually.
It's still there, and this new content coming out, pretty soon.
That'll hopefully kick our ass nice again.
It will. Anytime they're like, we're gonna change it, give you more damage. That means, shit's gonna get tougher.
Yeah.
New mechanics.
Bosses will have more health. Fights will be longer. We get more DPS, and fights are still longer than ones we have now. It's gonna be beautiful.
That fine writing right there.
I'm still going back though. So like
115 to get in this guild.
Yeah, 115k only. If you hit below it, won't even take you for a vet trial.
Just scrub.
Rub.
It's like, wow. Okay. No, but I've been getting my ass kicked again on PC because I have no CP there and I have no gear there. And
What is your CP on there?
330.
Ooh, you are a little guy.
Little guy.
Little baby.
I'm just a little guy. I did my first Ethereum archive today. Woohoo! I do like 1 or 2 things on there a day, and it's like, oh, I feel good about myself. Like, yeah, I got this achievement. I remember unlocking Undaunted busts and Undaunted trophies. I used to love that. I was addicted to that. I was like, why I have to get every single one?
And then?
And one day I did. And now it's like, oh, I got to start all that over again. But I did a Vet Arcs was one of the pledges the other day. Did a Vet Arcs as my dungeon of the day and did the hard mode on the first try with some people carried me.
Do you use controller?
I do.
With your computer? Okay. Yeah, with the keyboard to touch.
I do keyboards to like do inventory management and shit in the menus, and then I use my controller for like actual gameplay.
Oh yeah.
I can't get used to, like, I even got the nice mouse, but like I can't get used to the keyboard. And there are tools you can use now. They come out with these nifty different hand structures. So like it's all these different buttons, and like there's a button each one up. So there's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and you could just like, I don't know, like odd little devices you could put into your PC.
Do you remember the Power Glove?
You talking like Thanos or?
Well, kind of. So I'm gonna put this picture up, and you can pop it up on our.
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
All right, so this was what Nintendo made, and I want to say 1987. I'm trying to find where I can type again. Or chat. It's just all videos of everybody.
Oh, I just panicked. Fucking nuts. Don't scare me on the Discord like that. He types out this long message about how much fun it's been to like be in the guild, and he appreciates it. And then puts a message after like, oh, like I'm not leaving, I'm just going to bed. It's like, dude, I'm reading through it, I'm like, shit, is Nuts leaving? No, he's just going to sleep.
Being sentimental, I guess.
Oh, look at that little thing.
That was for the Nintendo, and that was made famous in the movie The Wizard with Fred Savage, where they go play Super Mario 3 in 1989, I want to say, came out. And this was the Power Glove, and this was a real peripheral item, accessory that you could have for Nintendo, and it was it's so cool in concept and everything, but it was my buddy of mine had one, and it was it sucked.
What did the hand part do? I see the buttons on the wrist. What did the hand part do?
So it had a thing for some games. It had a motion controller.
Oh, okay. Is that what the part is on top of the glove? Is measuring the...
Yeah, so you could drive like Rad Racer, I believe. You could drive your car, but you still had to use the buttons, like if you had to do anything while you're. So
Oh, okay. So like, yeah, everything still ran through the actual controller that's on the arm piece.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's one of those
God.
things where it's like, oh, this is amazing to maybe to look at for a second.
Because it's fascinating design. I just figured your other hand had like all the useful buttons.
No other hand.
It's just like tied
It's-
around
it's
your
just-
wrist.
It's
I
not
just-
the power set of gloves.
So I see like it's the right hand's here, and that's great. You have the motion, all the good stuff. I just
Other
figured
hand?
the left hand was just like a lay down keyboard or something you hold that just had a bunch of buttons on it. I don't know.
You just gotta like hit your wrist.
Yeah, so everything
Oh.
is just constantly as you did weird hand motions.
That's horrible.
That was the power pad. Do you remember the power pad?
No, dude.
The power pad was, well, let me clue you in. Sorry, we're taking a little detour here, but why not? Right? The power pad was like this thing. It was a pad you laid on the floor and that you ran on for like track and field. So first player and second player. And
They like
you
try
would
to
have
trick you into exercise.
It what? No, back then it really wasn't because it was just about action. They hadn't got to the old people playing the Wii yet. that
Yeah, this has strong Dance Dance Revolution vibes to it.
But there were no dance games. It was all just like track and field or running or They really should have gotten in. If they could have hit that dance market early, oh man, it would have probably revolutionized a lot of what Nintendo did. But oh yeah, just remembered a couple of those things that were weird and stupid, and they didn't work half the time. Great. The power pad wasn't too bad, but it was basic,
Yeah.
There was only like 2 games that it worked for. Hey, actually, you could use that power pad to play any game, Mario, whatever. You could use those as the buttons. So if you wanted to have fun with it,
If you wanted to really challenge yourself, play on the fucking power
like
pad.
that guy. You see that guy that used the fishing rod controller for like PlayStation 2 and then beat Dark Souls with them? Like, why? Because I can. Hell yeah.
Wear your battle pad as you use your power pad.
Yeah, you don't want a spillage.
Speaking of, let's cut into a word from our sponsors. Battle Pads, check it out. There have already been many who have experienced the benefits of their very own Battle Pad. Whether they are in a Battlegrounds match and trying to hold on to the ball for as long as possible, or in Cyrodiil, constantly looking over their shoulder. Battle Pads give the comfort and satisfaction that you won't need to worry about letting it all go at a moment's notice. Battle Pads offer everyone a strong seal you can feel confident in, doing even the most complex combos or biggest bombs. For a limited time only, type DarkBrue 10 at checkout to receive 10%, that's right, 10% off your entire purchase. Not only are they saving your pants, but now also saving your gold. Join the growing movement of players who go all in at all times, thanks to Battle Pads.
Thank you, Battle Pad.
Appreciate you as
I know.
always.
I know when I'm teabagging somebody, I could be secure that I won't leak.
Unless you intend to. What if they... Yeah, next generation of Battle
Ooh.
Pad lets you keep the pad on, but there's a nice little zipper or something in between that...
A release.
Yeah, a release
Oh.
valve.
Go hit your valve on that guy's head. Wow.
So anyway, back to Thray's Gaming Pass. I have more questions.
Ooh.
All right. Me.
So you mentioned a lot of Nintendo products. You briefly mentioned a Game Boy, and then you had a Wii. Were you a big Nintendo person and then switched to Xbox all of a sudden because of this boyfriend? Or is it, you were always kind of playing around on other consoles and systems?
I was always kind of playing around. Like, I wasn't hugely dedicated to it. Like I didn't spend a lot of time gaming up until I hit the Xbox. So it was just kind of like, oh, this is fun. And then, gave me something to do post breakup, and I've been here ever since.
And it's always been Xbox? Have you never switched after the Xbox? You didn't try the PlayStation?
Nope. The only time I've ever played PlayStations was like at friends' houses. I've never had one. We've never had one in the house or anything. Growing up, my parents were like not really into electronics. They're kind of like hippies. But we didn't get a ton of that exposure. It really was just our little tiny Game Boys. We felt so fancy when we got the Wii.
And
As did a lot of grandparents.
I know. Right? Going bowling. That's what my siblings went to do, was like all the little fun ones or the dance ones. And I'm like, I want to kill things.
Yeah.
So.
Is there COD on this Wii? Can I shoot people?
Can I go
Frogger? Do you have Frogger? What was your Wii Resort? What was your favorite game to play on Wii Resort? Or any of the
Oh,
Wii
I don't know if
Sports?
I even had, like, I don't know if I ever played that.
Any of the
I
Wii
didn't-
Sports games? Any? You never played any of them?
You ever played any of the Wii Sports?
I mean, I did a couple. I mean, bowling was probably my best. It didn't really interest me, so like my sisters would play that, and I'd just
me-
leave.
That's the easy one. That's just a simple motion. You just
Yeah.
go flip. All right.
What
Yeah,
was
yeah,
your favorite,
you know?
Brew? What was your
Oh, I
favorite
got
one?
into the
Physical
tennis.
activity.
Give me that tennis
Yeah.
action. And I I got into that shit. Backhand
Oh,
and
you
all.
dark-
I like the archery
Ooh.
with the little nunchuck. You had to use the nunchuck, and
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
into
yeah, I
that
forgot about the nunchucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was a nightmare? Was trying to play fucking Super Smash Brothers with that Wii wand thing. Ugh.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
And you had
I
the
do
nunchuck,
remember
the
that.
other, like the extra accessory, but like, I don't. This is weird. I shouldn't be able to do this and play the game. Like, give me something,
Yeah, have your arms this far
Here.
apart.
please, and just let me.
A lot of broken pictures and TV screens, I'm sure. Remember to wrap that little safety string around your wrist. Like, fuck you, Nintendo.
They
Who
tried
do
to
you
put it on
think you
every
are?
screen to remind you, like, hey, don't forget, tighten up them straps. It's like, all right, chill.
I remember all the Vine. Remember Vine? And all the videos. People just breaking their shit.
Fine, R.I.P. Fine was fun.
Vine was the better TikTok. I don't know why we had to.
It was a lot funnier. There's a lot more quality on there.
And
Not
I'd
as much
imagine they would have
cringe.
evolved beyond the 7-second rule or whatever their time limit was.
Yeah, come on.
Everyone's like, oh, but they
Before
were
it's
only
time.
7 seconds. TikToks can be, don't know the max of TikToks, but long.
What if we extend the time of the videos, guys?
Yeah.
No, it's stupid.
Someone would have had that idea, I imagine.
Like
Either
innovation.
way. Innovation comes in many ways, shapes, and forms.
Yeah, man.
Well, all right. Well, then
Yeah,
let's hop into ESO.
All right.
So, like, you got Xbox. How'd you find ESO?
So I got Skyrim and I beat it a couple times, and then I'm like, well, I know this is a cool series. I'm gonna go out and find next one or the
Couple
one
of
before in the series. And I didn't actually realize that ESO was like an RPG MMO kind of thing. And then I like hooked it up and I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a different Skyrim, and
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I found it, was after many,
Just looking for Elder Scrolls
many
games.
hours.
Oh, this
How
seems
did
fun.
you meet? How did you meet us?
Gateway
Thray?
drug.
How did you meet us? How did you come in contact with Dark and Brew?
We were in the same guild together. I think Brew joined shortly before me in that guild, and then you followed a couple months later.
I think it was 2 years ago this month when Brew joined. I think it was February of 2020.
Yeah,
Because
2020.
I joined in March of 2020.
And I did the same. It's like a lot of us that are in the guild together here joined right around that time. It was right after the COVID
We're the
started.
COVID kids.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We're like, well,
And
we
it
can't
really,
go out and enjoy people, so
well, I wanted to ask that because it's interesting because it was such a perfect time for a bunch of people to meet and forge lasting relationships when we had all that extra time.
well, and I
You
feel
know,
like a lot of us were like the super social people too. Like this was our only outlet for getting to
Yeah,
quote
definitely
unquote
the
hang
more
out with
vocal.
people.
And,
that's a good
we
point.
chatted a lot, even if it was about nonsense, like we often do in guild chat. But, like, it was that social outlet, like you said, that we needed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like when else can I talk to cool people? It's work
Hmm.
and come home,
Yeah,
or I can get online and talk to you guys.
that was a great time, man. Because I mean, we it allowed us to game a lot together, like in such a small time frame that kind of just
Yeah.
kept sticking to each other.
Well, it's crazy. It's been like 2 years that we've known each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of just mind-boggling to me that I've
Hmm.
known you guys for that long.
Time flies when we have fun.
And you're still here. You haven't run away screaming yet.
I
Nah, you guys can't scare me.
mean, there's ups and downs.
Hmm.
We've had not great times online in these social settings. We've had, amazing times where we've never laughed harder.
Yeah,
Our battle pads fill up. Like, it's
a great time for me when
yeah,
mine's full.
and that's what I think makes that long lasting relationship is hey, we've gone through some real hard shit together, hardships and hard shit.
Hard
That
shit.
Mhm.
makes a bond stronger.
It does.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of us that we met a social group of people who were did they join all at the same time in Colovian, or did they kind of just trickle in together back in the Colovian days? But yeah, then they came to Nib and we met all the social Nibs, and then we bam opened us all right up.
Like a
Darkside came
battle
out.
pad release valve.
Yeah. Darkside came in hot when Darkside joined. I do remember that.
I was ready for some social shit.
Darkside
I don't
was
know if they were ready for me.
firing on all
Well, if you're still
cylinders
here.
when he first joined the guild.
I was like, man, this guy talks.
Yeah.
And you still do.
Well,
And I love
that's
you.
I still talk. It's amazing. Yeah. That was I'd already been like cordoned off from the society. So when that came, it was like other people.
Oh, baby.
The nice thing is that at least we all have one thing in common. Even if nothing else. All new Uber
Wait,
nerds.
hey, hold on. Hold on. Nothing else. Nothing else in life. This is it. Wish this was whiskey.
Yeah, I do need some water, actually.
I should have made this water. I realized that like halfway through the shows, I would start getting dry mouth. And be
Yeah.
like, suck a test. Like by the end of it. Happens. No, we got a great fan, and it continues to get greater, and we're growing. Guild's growing. And,
Yeah.
And there's some really awesome people around.
We're trying everything we can to grow in different ways, shapes, and forms. We got people doing all kinds of stuff. New people
So
want
you're
to get
telling-
involved.
yeah, and they're excited about it and all the content, and same way with old players, we're excited. Well, I'm not even an old player. I'd love to get somebody on here who's been playing Xbox since 2015 and kind of
Just
get some of
never
their
quit.
perspectives on all the changes. Yeah.
Like Jerry or Robin or something. Those guys have been around.
Yeah, Jerry. He isn't. Robin's got an interesting perspective. But they still have gaps. I'm not
It's true.
like Jerry takes summer off.
It's true.
Well, not off, but like doesn't play as much, if at all. And I'm sure there's a couple styles of players like that. But man, yeah, we are young in the grand scheme of things. I've only been seriously playing for 2.5 years.
I'm just over 2.
I think I started playing at the end of 2016, but I only played for like 3-4 months, and then came back into the end of 2019. So
Yeah. Similar wavelengths right here, bub.
returning players, yeah. So you're telling me we were just talking about this before we started. This new patch, all this stuff's coming to us the end of March, right? That's when we're getting it sent down the line.
So console gets it on March 29th, which, consoles cross to bear. We get everything later, and either way, and that's when we get the new dungeons, which will be fun. We're looking for new content. We're through the holidays. We're through a lot of the events, although, if you guys aren't aware, any listeners / viewers out there, Mid-Year Mayhem comes back this Thursday.
Woohoo!
It's time to go killing our friends and hunting our friends again.
Love it.
I like how it gets even the non-PvP players into it.
Yeah, because, they
It's a
don't
good
want to
time
miss
to
out on
repeat
event
that.
tickets. They're just intimidated by doing it alone. And so I
Yeah.
think I may change a couple of my events to be more PvP events during the event. Or my guild
probably a
events
good idea.
during the event. So instead of doing dragon hunting, I don't know, maybe we spend an hour or two in Cyrodiil or Imp City getting daily quests done and just having a good time.
Yeah, it's fun with the group. You know, going there with
Yeah.
your buds. Even if you die together or whatever, it's better with more people
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're gonna be hunting.
Especially
Maybe
if there's a
hunting and
couple
spitting.
good people that can help your group. Because what happens is everyone gets a little reckless around Mid-Year Mayhem because the PvPers all know, oh shit, there's a bunch of PvEers here. And they're
It's
really
like
easy
shooting
to
fish
kill.
in a barrel.
So they themselves let their guard down a bit. And instead just fuck it, we're going to try and kill as many of these as we can. So if you have like knowledgeable PvP players interspersed with a group, they can help the group identify these players and then gang up on.
Oh man, I'm getting chills.
It's fun. It adds an extra
Frogger
dynamic.
all over
Instead
it,
of
man.
just like PvP meta builds going up against each other like freaking Dark Convergence Necros that wreck me. You can get a big group of people who really don't know what's going on, but fuck it, we're having a good time and that's enough.
And sometimes those like PvEers have like not expecting what they're gonna do because it's so
They can hit hard.
not.
Some of them can hit real
They
hard.
can
You have
hit
to watch
real
out.
hard.
They
Well,
can
have
just
like
have
different
Balorgs
sets and stuff, and you're like,
a
what am I
meteor.
dealing with right now? And then you realize
Yeah.
it's Zons.
Yeah.
Just, don't wear orbs. Orbs are not a PvP skill. Take the
can
orbs
be.
off.
And huge groups, it could be.
They're so slow moving for a PvP fight. It's just not. But yeah, so that'll be a fun thing to get into. But we're all looking forward to new content. You teased us, and now we're sitting here, 50% blood flow. Like, all right, when's it coming? Yeah. So we got
Yeah.
another month and a half. Oh,
I know. I know. I was hoping it'd be soon. The blind. I love doing the dungeons blind. Do you like doing that with the new stuff?
Ah,
I thoroughly enjoy it because
well, that's fun.
you get to figure it out,
Yeah, it's kind of fun, like being able to pass on the advice because I like to sound smart. So
There's also the new content downside though is that everybody tries to share their advice because everybody went into the dungeon blind, and now is like trying to be helpful by, oh, you got to do this and this and this and this and this, and once everyone chimes in, then it gets too confusing, and the person's not going to remember pretty much any of the advice you tried to give them.
It's true.
Wouldn't have it any other way. This is what it's all about. Yeah, because we don't get a lot of new stuff all the time. So when we do, it's nice. It's nice to see it.
It's a race to figure it out. And there'll be sweaties that do the trifecta, and oh, it only took us 5 pulls, and we pulled the perfecta. It's like, damn good for you. That's incredible. That takes hard work and dedication. That's not me, though. I'm not going in there to try and grind out the new achievement that's supposed to take me 5 to 6 months until the next content drops. I'll do the 1x1. I'll give the hard mode some pulls.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like seeing the new boss mechanics. Like, was it Red Petal Bastion where he got made into a goat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's like the little things like that I like to see. What kind of twists are they gonna throw at us, and how's it gonna work with the lore and blah blah blah? How does
How do I get out of it?
Yeah, and what's up with this new gear? What drops can I get?
Have you guys seen any info about the dungeons, or like watched the dungeons at all, or the gear that's coming? You're going real blind.
I like to go blind.
I like to not know.
Right.
And which is weird because like spoilers. Like I'm a Star Wars fan. When those movies came out, whatever, I'd watch all the spoilers before I go see the movie. Because with those movies, it was a little different because of all the controversy. But like, I don't mind a spoiler because it's more about how is the spoiler? How is it going to show it to me? Like what the presentation of it. But with ESO, because I'm going to be doing it over and over and over and over and over again, like some of the mystique, some kind of special feeling to be there, something.
I'm too involved in stuff in Twitch and communities online that, I've seen some of it already. I try not to.
Pretty cool.
It's kind of hard though if you're looking through all that,
Yeah, and like I'm watching the content releases. I'm watching people read through the PTS patch notes and learning about what's coming, and I like to be. I'm not the most knowledgeable, but I like to try and be in the know.
And I just moved off of people like you, and I'm like, okay, what's in the notes?
Yeah, what happened?
Hit the highlights.
What's coming?
What affects me?
Just
Give me top 5 bullet points. Just bam, 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 bam.
Do you have any Cliff's notes on ESO? Thanks. I'm excited.
I am indeed. I do love my dungeons. Love my dungeons.
Thray, do you play any other games? Right? Do you play any other games? Right now?
Right now? I'm playing some of that new Halo right now. I haven't really done the campaign. It's mostly been PvP stuff. But I mean that sometimes I go back to like Black Ops when I need a day off, but there's nobody in there anymore, so I just play against the bots. It's really pathetic, but I couldn't get into the new ones. I just couldn't. So I feel like I'm like in a little tiny like ghost town where everybody's just like slowly abandoned me. It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when stuff like that happens. People move on from a game, multiplayer. They're not on the servers anymore, but still like the game.
Yeah, so I mean that's really it. ESO, Halo. Occasionally I'll dip into Assassin's Creed, but I don't know, it's just too puzzly and quiet for me. So I don't stick in there very long.
Too puzzly. God, I hate thinking while playing my games.
I just want to smoke weed and have fun.
I just like mindless violence.
Well, like when I'm like not on mic and I'm just playing on my own, I usually like pull up my cell phone and like play a TV show in the background for like that kind of mindless stuff like killing or even in ESO when I'm like doing my farming. It's just
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do the same thing.
So that's why I don't like Assassin's Creed, because it's kind of boring, like the farming, but I have to think just enough that I can't turn on something else.
They really went a wild direction with that whole franchise. Like the first couple of games, the story, the way it was, they just really busted that up. I kind of wish they had stuck to more of the just not
Wasn't the
simple
latest?
storyline, but just like it just got really wild.
Yeah. Didn't they like do Vikings a while ago or something, and like Egyptians and
Ancient Greece, yeah,
I
like
did play that one.
put
I
them
haven't
all
played
on.
many, but I've played that one, and it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's only a matter of time till they go to ancient Japan and Asia, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's
absolutely,
they've got to the
absolutely.
samurai, the shogun warrior.
Have they done Central America or South America yet? Like the Mayans and Aztecs and
No, that'll be something they like the ancient like Egyptian one they did. They probably need to do something with that because they're
yeah.
the Aztecs. You have all kind of cool stuff you could probably do.
Mm-hmm.
But ninjas,
Ooh, yeah, ninjas have got to be on the list.
I might have to try that one. That one actually sounds pretty interesting.
oh, yeah,
Ninjas
I mean,
are
ninja
assassins. It
word.
just it
Yeah.
meshes beautifully.
Assassin's Creed Ninja. I mean, what you doing? Yes, please. I'll take 3.
Yeah. But we'll try that one. I love a good ninja.
Are there any
I
games
love
you're looking
Assassin's
forward to, Thray? Anything that's coming out in the near future? Future?
Mm, I don't think there's any that are coming out I've been looking forward to. There's a few I've been meaning to play. Um, I think on Xbox Live right now. I see. Sorry, never
You're
remember the
okay.
names. I'm like, I have them downloaded. I've been meaning to get on.
I wrote these down.
Oh
Frogger? No.
yeah, the one I've been wanting to try is called Black Desert.
I guess.
Have you heard of that one?
Yeah,
I haven't.
that's an MMO that is more money grabbing than ESO. I don't.
Is
It's
it
a
free
very
to play?
involved. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, but it's a very involved MMO, is what I've been told.
Puppy.
Yeah, I've been trying to wake her up. So I kept hitting my bed, but she wasn't moving.
Oh yeah, dog back there.
Mine's passed out.
Mine's non-existent.
Did
You should get one.
you guys hear about the new game that everyone's ranting and raving about? New World's old news now. Old World. And now we have Lost Ark is on the scene. It took its release week by storm. Oh, all these numbers came out. Oh, it's crushing the industry again. And I just laugh. Because it's
Lost
release
Ark?
week. Of course, a free-to-play game's going to have huge numbers.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
Fuck it, everyone will give it a shot. But everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at it peaking, looking like wow numbers. And someone on an ESO
Oh.
forum compared ESO to it. It's like, guys.
So the U.S. is just getting this. This is a South Korean, I think.
Oh, really?
Game.
Okay.
It's been around for a little bit. It's been in Russia too. I think the U.S. just got it. I haven't heard much about it. Let's see. I don't know much about it. Just heard that the other day. Hey, it's gonna be hard to get me into any kind of MMO, just because I know about what what kind of time you have to
Yeah.
devote.
To be a true good player in an MMO, you got to put in some decent time.
Grinding.
Which is another reason I really just don't want to leave ESO ever. One, I love our lore. Like it's a game series that I've been playing, so like I understand the lore. If I jump
a
into
great
one of
universe.
these other if I jump into one of these other universes, I feel so like out of water. I don't know none of this stuff. Like nothing's familiar.
You have, I mean, you have committed so much time and energy and that you've invested that. So it's kind of like, well, if I'm investing all this right here, You go to this empty thing you haven't invested anything in yet. That's a big difference between your whole perception of what's going on there for a long ways.
Well, and
Okay.
I think you understand how much work goes into it. Like, at least for me, like the first time I jumped in, I'm like, oh, this will be fun. And slowly dawns on you, like, how far behind you are from other people. But now that I've been in ESO long enough, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to start over again. That's rough.
That's like
Yeah.
Maverick in our guild. He came over from the PlayStation servers, had all these achievements, all these trial, done all this stuff and having to start completely over. I mean, it helps you, the knowledge in your brain hasn't changed,
You do it
but
faster.
yeah, but
You still have to get back all those achievements and get back all that gear and get back all that gold to make the gear. And
that's 220 days or something. I have on my log on my one tune. I have to think about that. That's log on time of 220
It's your main
days.
tune, yeah?
Yeah, that's that's it. Oh, that's like 2 quarters of a year
In
or
game
three
time.
quarters of a year.
In game time.
one
Yeah,
tune.
In
on
game
just
time.
that one. Yeah. So I think about having to do that again, and I go, no, there's no. Glad I didn't start on the PlayStation server. So,
Yeah.
you mad?
It's not the
You're
worst.
you're better man than I am. I mean, yeah, it's good. You could be starting over something you hated, but still.
ESO's got replay value. It's not the end of the world to start over. It just sucks because you can't transfer anything that you bought with real money or anything, nothing can transfer.
Now, that would be
Yeah.
frustrating.
Make it truly account wide. Make certain things account wide on every console server. Like if I had to make a Bethesda.net account, let me connect. I don't have a PlayStation, but if I had a PlayStation, let me connect my PlayStation to it, and my Xbox, and my Stadia, and my PC. Like, let me connect it all. And yeah, I won't have characters at the same level. That's fine. But I should have some stuff.
Like a
Do I really
house
need
and
to
a mount.
rebuy the merchant and banker? That's rough.
Well, I think the population of that is so small of people having to
Yeah, I guess so.
come over
It's
or
not
whatever.
worthwhile.
Yeah, because they could do that. I think the only reason it's not because they choose not to. I mean, it is because they choose not to, but just for the simple fact that it's just they're not trying to accommodate probably a ton of people having to do that. But yeah, that'd be sweet. That'd be uber sweet. Something,
Yeah. Because they truly are separate right now. Far apart. They are each unique. Did you know that your EU and NA accounts are linked? So when you get those Ouroboros crate drops on Twitch, for example, you get them on both the NA and the EU server for whatever platform you play on. So if you guys were to make an EU character, if you don't have one, and you have opened Ouroboros crates before, you'll have some waiting for you on that tune.
Ooh.
Wish I could care.
Yeah, it's
It's
just-
neat to know that.
it just proves the point that it can be connected.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, they
We
can
have
do
an
something like that.
example of it. And yet,
Yeah, but
no, nothing else. Don't you dare
very
consider getting
typical
your
for them.
gold or anything else on your other accounts. It's like, wow, come on, guys. What do you mean?
Well, I've seen Zos, and yes, I've seen him fix dungeons before, but yet they leave dungeons broken. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what their thought process is sometimes.
When it comes to fixing stuff, I don't know either. I don't know what their prioritization, crazy. It's just pins and pictures of people like
I know.
conspiracy.
Let's roll the dice and
everywhere.
The
see what
Charlie
lands
Day
today.
from Always Sunny.
Yes, that meme. Yes,
The Pepe
it's
Sylvia.
just that. I've made this joke before. I think Zos's troubleshooting dev team is just one guy named Carl with a bunch of bunch of black burn marks, electrical burn marks, and tape, and just going like, I need some help in here. They're like, shut up, Carl. We need voice chat fixed in an hour. And he's just like, I don't.
We have
I don't know
upset
what to
gamers, Carl. Come on.
Carl's just like, didn't you just buy? Didn't Microsoft buy this? Could you get some more help in here? Fuck you, Carl.
Hey, Carl, go fuck yourself. Get it done.
Yeah, and no breaks today, Carl. We've got a hot patch that we don't implement. So get it done. But you don't even use these patches. I help you. I don't know. Fix the game. It's just so frustrated. It's just little stuff. I think it's little. You know, these little things here, these little errors that are just annoying.
Maybe they're bigger
Like queuing
than...
into a dungeon. I'm gonna queue into a dungeon and not show my whole team offline, and then I have to travel to them, and then just stupid.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, right? I mean, I'm no techie, but how hard can that be? Made it work once.
Very.
I just think about a fence being broken for a month last year because you could see the error in the grammatical code they made because it popped up on the screen, the little notepad code error where you could see they screwed it up. They could fix that really easily. It's just somebody accidentally typed something extra in the thing, but they waited a month and a half or a month to fix that. That's what I don't get. Well, how hard is that? I don't get it. I don't know.
They're like, what we could do. Yips.
What was that?
Did you say nips?
I said ships.
Oh,
Ships.
Chips.
And there was that silence.
Chocolate chips? Or are they?
Oh, like an ocean ship.
Oh,
SHIP.
nip ships?
Nip
Or
ships.
ships with nipples on the front. Like, you know how they have the...
Yes, that
The
one.
breath
That one.
The
lady.
big
Nip
breath,
ships.
the big busty lady hanging off the front of their ships.
Yeah.
Just take off the lady and just leave the rest.
I'm all about topless statues. I just wanted to say that.
Well, they're pieces of art, Dark. You know,
Yeah,
let's be
sure.
considerate here.
Yeah, I go to an art place online. It's called Meta Art. Check it out.
Is this? Are you taking me to porn right now?
It's art.
I don't know if I trust this website. Do I need to go
it's just-
incognito mode to look at this
just-
website, Darkside?
You're an adult man. You can do what you want.
I'm afraid.
It's just art. It's just like a topless naked lady statue, except she's not a statue. Maybe
What'd you
Art.
call it? Meta?
Met. I think it's Met art. I think it's just European nude models.
Oh, that's why it has a fancy name.
Yeah, it is. It is
European.
fancy and classy and art.
I know, that's
Art.
why I couldn't decide if you were joking or not, because I'm like, that sounds too nice for that kind of site.
What do you
Art.
mean? That kind of site? That artistic kind of site?
Art. Oh,
Art.
wow.
See,
Art.
see, he's looking at this art. He can appreciate good art. Art.
Clearly art. I think it becomes art when you add filters. And like a professional photo
Yeah.
shoot sort of situation.
It becomes less art when they start spreading things. To me,
Well,
you know?
I mean,
It's
you have a
still
point.
it's still
You have
art.
a
You can
point.
still call it art, but it seems a little less
Artsy. Classy.
artistic. Seems like the go-to maneuver is just spread something, real wide and just like
It seems to be a recurring theme, guys. This isn't an After Dark episode. We may need
What?
to get Steve. We may need to cut
Steve?
this part.
just talking about art. What you got in the Super Bowl, Thray? Let's see if we'll do a prediction. We'll see if you're right. The listeners tomorrow will be like,
Mm, my guess is that the Rams are going to win, but I really want the Bengals to win. That's kind of like where I'm at.
seems like what the whole guild pretty much is saying.
Yeah, I agree.
People
mean-
hate Matt Stafford. Guess.
Well, that's kind of a bummer because Rams actually have like probably one of the most beloved former Broncos players. So like us in Colorado are very like conflicted because we don't like the Rams, but Von Miller's on it, so I don't know. It's hard. It's rough.
I think it'll go to overtime.
You got money on the game at all, Thray or Dark?
Oh, oh, you do?
Mm-mm.
Crispy bet me. He said, you want to put 50K on the game? I don't care what team you pick. It's okay.
Just wants to gamble.
So I took the Bengals. 50K gold. Just for fun.
God, maybe
I'm
I'll get
truly
online
rooting
and
for
see
them,
if there's any
so.
bookies on who want to make a bet.
Ooh, real money.
No, bookies in game.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Anybody on? It's half hour till game time. I'm looking for a bet.
Funk
I mean,
was
heck,
wanting to
just
bet
throw
me.
it
There's
up in the-
yeah, in Discord, people are wanting to bet right now. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to
know
bet
it.
crown crates
They
though.
just-
Either way,
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he was wanting to crown crates.
I spend enough money on crown crates for the stream. I'm not gonna buy more, and I'd probably end up losing 4 more crates.
Bet you, Brew. Who are you going for?
Bengals. I definitely think I want the Bengals to win. We're gonna be rooting hard and loud for them.
I know Dark Side is going for the Bengals now because he has 50 gold on it.
Well, 50K gold.
K.
A little more than
50K.
just 50.
50 gold.
50 gold? Bet 10 gold.
Oh no, I can't pay you. Let me go
Bet-
sell
betting some
3 white
beggar in
items.
Anvil. Jesus.
You want to bet on that that super game?
When you can come just beat him up later and take 50 gold off him anyway. It's not like...
That's what I do.
Anything else? Three's yawning already. Jesus Christ.
I was up till
Wow.
2 last night. Getting trappy, getting into things. You really missed out, Darksea. You had a good
you
night.
Oh,
were you
last night
doing?
was fun.
Yeah?
Well, we did V Mall through 4. Got in on that. Then after that, was it you, Brew, that was lurking first?
Yeah, so like I went to Craglorn. I was pretty hopped up. I saw a Jackass Forever last night.
Yeah, I was that.
It was hilarious. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It brought you back to simpler times. Guys just
Right.
getting hit in the balls with a bunch of different methods.
What about the bear? When they brought the bear out,
Bear was
and the
good.
honey on that guy's crotch.
They
when he
seemed
was like,
actually concerned.
Oh my god! Yeah, you did, Aaron.
But I had a lot of energy drinks, and I was like, because I had this V Mall and I didn't want to be tired. Well, I was still like raring to go after the V Mall, so I was like, all right, fuck it, let's see what's happening in Craglorn. First vet trial came up as a VHRC, and I was like, oh, I'm in guild chat. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do a VHRC. They're looking for all roles, and a bunch of people were like, oh, I'd get down on a VHRC, and there ended up being 6 of us.
I think so. We
6 or 7 of us
swarmed with the thing.
that we just took over this trial group. It was hilarious. Pretty clean VHRC run. A pug prematurely blew the horn on the big ad pull before final. Oh, okay.
Could have been worse.
Vintage Craglord pug right there.
Classic.
But then we got out of the VHRC. We're like, cool, thanks for the plunder run. That was fun. Talk to you guys later. Dropped a guild link and left. Who was it? Zoo? Or
Zoo,
you?
yeah.
Stayed
No,
in
it
Craglorn.
was Zoo first.
Looking for something else. He's like, what else? What other trappy shit could we do? And found a VSS. and said, "Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's what I like."
Fridays or Saturdays are for hot messes.
And yeah, so people, start drifting in. I originally wasn't gonna do it. I was like, "No, this is too trappy." Craggle Pug VSS is like you're not gonna complete it.
Probably
It's
not.
it's very unlikely. Whereas a VHRC is like, yeah, we could muddle our way through this just fine and still get the complete. Either way, eventually I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, I'll do a VSS. I'm still streaming and stuff, so whatever. Uh, woo! Um, it was a struggle. The DPS we brought from Dot were really doing most of the work. We brought, what was it, one tank, one healer, and three of us. 3 DPS
Oh, Wick
from
was
Dot.
healing too. So
Oh, okay,
it was
one tank,
both
2 healers, and 3 DPS. And it was just, it was tough.
Crappy.
It was trappy.
It was
But
very
hey,
tough.
I like traps every now and again. It's a Saturday night.
I know, it
fucking
keeps the blood flowing.
get
It
it
keeps
at
you
it.
fresh.
Blood flowing.
It was
Yeah,
trappy.
that's cool.
But it was very obvious early on that we would be skinning some people if we finished this trial. Because at one point, dude's Curb's talking to this guy, and he's like, "Have you done this before?" And he goes, "Oh, I've done vet trials before. I haven't been in
He
this
called them
dungeon."
dungeons.
And we said, Curb's like, "So you haven't been in here before?" He goes, "No, I've done normal, just normal." He goes, so Curb's like, "Yeah, you haven't done it on vet." It's like, "No, I haven't done this vet dungeon yet." We're like, "Oh God, like this."
Different. That's different.
This is a first timer. And then he says later on during the ice fight, "Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be like this." After I just called him out that, like, you need to stand here. Like, this is where you're standing. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be like that." Like, yeah, no, we need a little precision here on ice. All right, we need to all be on bush right now. And he's, roaming around the area just willy-nilly. all right, buddy, reel it in. Reel it in.
Oh, yeah.
Cute. Yeah, it's cute.
We ended up getting to fire. We just didn't have the burn. So they got one perfected piece. A little something to take home.
Yeah.
Here's a little
Yeah.
something. Thanks for coming out. Which, I'm sure they were pretty happy with. I mean, one of them was what? A
That's how
CP
year's
500 that was with us?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
like a high
He was
five,
being
but
real
still.
positive in chat. Text chat only, but real positive. And I was like, yeah, I like your game, bud. This is how I would play it too. You're in a VSS right now. There's some sweaty people. Here we go, team. Come on. No, we got this.
Yeah.
And just try and obey instructions, and we're good to go. That's what I would be doing too.
I know
Don't
what's
get me
going
wrong.
on. Just like these smart, strong people over here.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, I belong here. No, I belong here.
Did y'all link the guild?
Absolutely.
Everybody join?
No, I don't think so. At least not while I was still online looking.
Maybe if you got that clear.
That honestly though, if we had gotten the clear, I definitely think we would have gotten some new members. They'd be like, "Wow, these guys are good." We also don't currently have a free guild trader because we don't have a trader this week, so I think we lost a couple people from the guild this week because of that, to be honest. Whoops.
I threw in a bunch of money. Hopefully it'll help out a little bit. Get the trader in sweet. Put in some more if we need it. I've got a couple of new traders, and life has been full of gold lately.
Oh, living the high
I saw-
life right now in game, huh?
All that Baron Zaldris helmet I got yesterday.
You got one, nice.
Got two. I gave one.
What a
I
sell.
gave one to Crispy. I said, "Thank you, Crispy, for you gave me a Celastric style page the other day." And he went, "You gave that to me." So I gave him the Celastrix and then a Baron Zaldris style.
Damn, just
page.
keeping Crispy loaded.
Crispy, he helps me out all the time. He sends me shit. If I'm like, "Man, I need some potions," he'll just send me like a stack of potions and be like, "No, don't pay me." And I'm like, "Well, you know,
He'll just send me furnishings sometimes that he thinks will look nice in my house.
love you,
It's
Crispy.
a
You're
solid
Yeah.
guy.
a great
Sends me-
friend, a generous guy.
Sent me those fishing satchels, Sijic waterlog satchels, as I was looking for my fucking Artaeum recipes forever.
Oh,
Yeah, he would send me a mail for like 5 or 6 of them. Be like, hey, good luck, and open them all. And shit, I didn't get them.
a
But
true gentleman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
he got his Xbox. He got his S yesterday. So
Oh,
he was downloading the game all night.
Ooh.
And so today I think he may be up and running with it. So Crispy, here's to you, buddy.
Interested to see how Monday will play out then.
Yeah, because
He's gonna be liking it.
his internet's been having a little bit of an issue lately. But
Our Prague Friday night was rough. He was having some issues with party chat and stuff, and coming in and out and DCing every now and then. But like, we still were able to maintain with him dealing with all that. It's annoying for him, I know, as it was. We still made it work. But he'll be much happier now, I'm sure. I'm still getting a kick out of going and playing some other, games I've played on my one, or, and now I can go revisit what's faster and the textures look better and whatever it is. It's neat. Getting to it.
I haven't played many old games. I have been picking up Smite a bit more lately,
I've noticed that. Yeah. I was just playing.
which is fun. I have a good time. We're teaching some of my friends who only like to play Fortnite. We're teaching them how to play other games, so Smite's a good one to kind of open them up to the world of like, hey, there's some more in-depth games.
Yeah.
See how it goes. We'll see if we get them to ESO eventually. It's
That's
a
the
slow
goal.
Small
process.
steps.
It's a slow process. Can't just dump them in an MMO and expect them to work it out.
Or to stick
Yeah, that
around.
one's
like,
rough.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Do we have anything to plug before we call it quits?
I don't have anything to plug, but I do need to do a shout out
For who?
for Gerb. Gerb, you can go fuck yourself.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. Well, it sounds like this will be a fun reoccurring issue. Well, I mean,
Really
he
wanted
does...
me to say a bad word just for himself.
Well, maybe he deserves it for shitting on Dab last week. Poor Dab. All week long has been hearing about, yo, Dab, you fucking floor lorded a normal Sunspire, you piece of shit. From, like, everybody. So,
Really? Wow.
I love you, Dab. Don't let those people get you down. But
Haters gonna hate.
haters gonna hate.
I think you're
In
great.
reality, we have a great time in the guild. Guys, Dynasty of Tamriel, as always, a wonderful guild, a wonderful group of people, place to spend your time. If you're looking for a fun community, helpful community, and knowledgeable community, check us out. Discord link will be below. And as always, you can find me on the Twitch, twitch.tv/BrewCru. Come hang out. Watch me do all kinds of dumb shit. Like Trappy Trials in Craglorn late on a Saturday night was
Yeah.
on the rare Saturday stream, but all the guild events I stream, and core and progs and PvP, achievy hunting. Check it out.
And check out the DarkBrue Podcast also on YouTube. Yeah. If you want to listen, see a couple visuals too while you check us out, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, we've been learning on
wanna
the
thank-
visuals. Leave feedback, guys. Let us know what you think. We're always open to constructive criticism. Let us know. Comments, likes, reviews. And tell your friends. Share us.
All of
Spread
them. Tell
the
your
word.
grandparents. Tell your mother. And your
Fantastic.
dad.
Come on.
They might know.
Spread the good word of the Dark Brew.
It's the gospel.
And bring them home to Dot. and then we'll be a big happy family. But that is it for this week's episode. We hope to catch you next week. Thank you, Thray.
Yeah.
The incredible
Thanks
Thray,
for having me.
for joining.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure. Pleasure having you
You
here.
guys, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
Much
Thanks
love.
for listening, guys.